well, we had Lando Calrissian and had Samuel L. Jackson. It's like telling me how many cookie chips are on the cookie dough.
What?
What's going on, everybody? Matthew back again, and this time it's actually a entertainment video. Haven't done one of these in a while. There's been a lot of politics going on, but finally there's a story that I found worth talking about regarding Star Wars, my favorite franchise ever, that is currently being stabbed to death by Disney. Recently, John Boyega has come out and complained once again about being black and how he's mistreated and how we should all feel bad for him. Let's get into it.
Blacker than black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back.
So if you don't know, if you're not a Star Wars fan, basically, John Boyega, I put a picture of him right here. He played Finn in the recent Disney trilogy that they made, and they introduced him as a stormtrooper who defected, and everybody thought he was going to turn into a Jedi, have a really cool story arc, and be a really good character, and they ended up not really caring about him, not really wanting him to do anything but be a black face that they can throw on the poster. In America, they minimized him in the China poster, but basically he was just there to be black. Whereas with Mace Windu and Lando, they actually served the story and had something to do regarding Anakin and the Death Star regarding Lando. So John Boyega was recently a part of this documentary regarding being black in Hollywood and being black leads in movies and something of that nature, which I really don't care about. But this is making headlines right now. This is his this is what he said regarding Star Wars. Let's go ahead and watch this.
They're pandering. Let me tell you, Star Wars always had the vibe of being in the most whitest elite space. Like, this franchise is so white that it's like a black person existing in that was something. And you can always tell it's something when some...
So what he's about to mention Lando and Mace here in a second, but basically when people complain about the lack of black people in Star Wars, we always go to Lando and Mace Windu, which I mentioned earlier are really cool characters. But apparently for John Boyega, it's not enough. If you want to add more black characters, nobody cares. Just do it. But let's listen to what the rest of what he has to say here.
A black person existing in that was something. And you can always tell it's something when some Star Wars fans try to say, well, we had Lando Calrissian and had Samuel L. Jackson. It's like telling me how many cookie chips are on the cookie dough. I'm like, bro, they just scattered that in there, bro. They're okay with us.
Okay, they just scattered that in there. If you know Star Wars, you know that Mace Windu played a huge part in basically representing the rift between Anakin and the Jedi. And then Lando destroyed a Death Star. He literally blew up one of the two Death Stars and helped the rebels win in their fight against the Empire. So they weren't just thrown in there.
They just scattered that in there, bro. They're okay with us playing the best friend. But once we touch their heroes, once we lead, once we trailblaze, it's like, oh my God, it's just a bit too much.
So once black people trailblaze and lead, Lando led the assault on the Death Star. He literally led the assault on the Death Star and blew it up himself with the Millennium Falcon, which was known as being piloted by a white guy in Han Solo. Lando took the Millennium Falcon and blew up a Death Star with it. You even have Mace Windu, who had his own awesome moment in Attack of the Clones where he kills Jango Fett. I remember going into that movie, I was maybe 11 years old at the time. I thought Jango Fett was going to kill him, and he ended up cutting his head off. Really awesome moment. He went on to, in Episode 3, fight Palpatine, basically to a draw, until Anakin came in and ruined everything and turned into Darth Vader. George Lucas treated black characters way better than Disney ever did. You know, when the original Star Wars came out in 1977, there was some backlash for not having any black people in it. So George responded by adding Lando and giving him a really cool character arc.
It's like telling me how many cookie chips are on the cookie dough. I'm like, bro, they just scattered that in there, bro.
What is that analogy? I don't even understand what that means. That I guess he's just trying to say, oh, they were just thrown in there just to appease people. I mean, they were not just thrown in there to appease people. You were. That's why you were thrown in there by Disney, to appease people. That's it. Like I said, Mace and Lando were actually given roles in the story. They had a part to play. Mace is there when in that room when Anakin turns to the dark side. He represents that rift between Anakin and the Jedi. Like I said, Lando blew up the Death Star. It's all on the screen. You just got to watch the movies. And it just sucks because a lot of people wanted him to have more to do, including myself. I didn't like how he was sidelined in Last Jedi. And then I never saw Rise of Skywalker. I think I saw somebody react to it on YouTube one time. Once I saw the trailer or the teaser for Rise of Skywalker, I knew it was just crap. And they were bringing back Palpatine, which goes against everything that George had created. But they really did him dirty, and that's not my fault. But let's go to this video. John Boyega said that Star Wars was always the widest and elite space. Look at this right here.
All I got to say, the Jedi have returned.
There's a white guy and a black guy enjoying Star Wars together.
We're just
There's a black chick.
waiting on Return of the Jedi. 3 years in the making. We were waiting for this.
Some people don't
There he is
idolize
again.
Darth Vader like I do. See, I want him to get Luke.
And I think that Luke will destroy Darth Vader.
I guess Darth Vader
Black
will
chick.
die. I'm not sure. I hope he doesn't. I love his black.
But they're just, according to him, they're just chocolate chips in the cookie dough, right?
The biggest surprise was to see all
Hey, a
of them
black
together
guy.
at the end playing pinochle and having a great time. I wished I was there, and I'm going to try to get a part of the next movie myself.
This has left me practically utterly
He's
speechless,
Mexican or
actually,
something.
but it was the best one ever.
The big surprise was seeing Darth Vader unveil himself to his son. It was very exciting.
The biggest surprise? Well, I don't want
There's
to
a
give it
woman.
away to anybody. Do you think it was worth coming to this late at night? Yeah.
Good over evil, always.
The movie
No,
was
don't say
perfect. It was exactly the way it had to be. It was a fantastic movie, but it was good. It was really, really good.
That's definitely the widest, most elite thing you've ever seen, right? Let's move here to the article. Let's see here. So here's the article from Variety. John Boyega says Star Wars is so white that a black person existing in it is a big deal. Toxic fans are okay with us playing the friend, but we can't touch their heroes now. Toxic fans, that's what Variety said. We didn't hear Boyega in that clip. Maybe he said it. Maybe I don't have the full context. Maybe he said it outside of that clip. But he did not say toxic fans. He said they are okay with us playing the friend. John Boyega called out Star Wars for being so white during an interview as part of the new Apple TV Plus original documentary, #1 on the call sheet, Black Leading Men in Hollywood. Boyega debuted as Finn in Star Wars The Force Awakens and reprised the character in The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. His role in the sequel trilogy led to online harassment from racist and toxic Star Wars fans, upset with a black actor playing a lead hero in the space franchise. Now, according to, I can't remember his name. He's on the Chris Score show, Film Threat. He said that he does remember seeing tweets directed at John Boyega that were very racist. Now, does that represent everybody? No. There are always crazy, stupid, evil, hateful people online. That does not always represent an entire fan base of anything. Boyega first aired his grievances to GQ magazine in 2020 about Disney's fumbling of diversity in the Star Wars trilogy. He said at the time, "What I would say to Disney is do not bring out a black character, market them to be much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed to the side. It's not good, I'll say it straight up." And he's right about that. That's what I was just saying. That's what everybody's been saying since he was sidelined in Last Jedi. I don't know why he's directing his hate at the fans. If he's directing his, I shouldn't say hate, but his disgust at any fans, it should be at those specific fans that were saying those awful things to him. He goes on to say, "You guys knew what to do with Daisy Ridley." Not really. I mean, all Daisy really was like a pissed off feminist wet dream. That's all Daisy really was. He goes on to say, "You knew what to do with Adam Driver," which is true. Adam Driver's character, Kylo Ren, was easily the most interesting character in that entire trilogy, but that's not saying a lot because no one was interesting except him. But when it came to Kelly Marie Tran, when it came to John Boyega, F all. So what do you want me to say? What they want you to say is, "I enjoyed being a part of it. It was a great experience." Nah. I'll take that deal when it's a great experience. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver, all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. There was no nuance to Daisy Ridley's character, nothing at all. The whole thing was just, who is Ray? Who's Ray? And they never knew the whole time. Let's be honest, Daisy knows this, Adam knows this, everybody knows this. I'm not exposing anything. Boyega later revealed to THR that a Disney executive reached out to him following his GQ interview. He said he had a very honest, very transparent conversation with the Disney executive and added, quote, there was a lot of explaining on their end in terms of the way they saw things. They gave me a chance also to explain what my experience was like. I'd hoped that me being so open with my career at this stage would help the next man, the guy that wants to be the assistant DOP, the guy that wants to be a producer. I hope that the conversation is not such a taboo or elephant in the room now because someone just came and said it. I really don't have anything wrong with what he said. Any of those quotes other than the Daisy Ridley stuff, he's wrong about that. But everything else, it's like, dude, I understand you're frustrated. I get it. Like, everybody hates the Disney trilogy. It sucked. Not only did it suck, you played a part in it, and your part was basically discarded. So now he's got this chip on his shoulder. He's kind of holding a grudge, but he's aiming it at the wrong people. I mean, you really need to go after Disney. He does a good job in this 2020 GQ interview, but now he's just kind of just seems to be full of hate, and he's just really directing it towards the wrong people. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Let me know in the comments below. What did you think about John Boyega's comments? Do you agree with me, disagree with me? And let me know if there's any context that I'm missing. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy.